All right, question number 4A says the diagram below shows two lines, L1 and L2. The equation of L1 is x plus 2y is equal to 10. The line L2 passes through the point 0, minus 5, and is perpendicular to L. First thing we're asked to do is to express the line L1 in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So the equation for L1 that we're given is L1 is x plus 2y is equal to 10. Now we're asked to express that in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Now essentially in that form, y is the subject. So let's make y the subject for this equation. All right, so y being the subject means I need to have y by itself on one side. So we have 2y is equal to minus x plus 10. Positive x on the left goes over to the right and become negative. Remember, I need y alone by itself, so I'm going to divide the entire equation by 2. And when I do that, I'm going to get y is equal to minus a half x plus 5. Remember that dividing by 2 is the same as saying multiplying by a half. So L1 in the form y is equal to mx plus c is y is equal to minus a half x plus 5. Next, we're asked to state the gradient of L1. Now, once you have equation, this is the equation of the line L1, y is equal to minus a half x plus 5. Once it's in this form, the number in front of x is the gradient, and the number out of the end without x is the y-intercept. So if we're asked for the gradient of L1, the gradient of L1 M1 is equal to minus a half. The gradient of L1 M1 is equal to minus a half. Next, we're asked to hence determine the equation of L2. Now, when someone asks you to find the equation of a line, essentially, they're asking you to find M and to find C, the gradient and the y-intercept. Every straight line is defined by its gradient and its y-intercept. Now, the gradient of L1, M1, is minus a half. And we are told that L2 is perpendicular to L1. So it means that the gradient of L2, M2, the gradient of L2 is equal to positive 2 over 1. And the idea is when two lines are perpendicular, if you know the gradient of one, to find the gradient of the other, you invert the gradient that you know and change its sign. If I invert a half, I'm going to get 2 over 1. If I change the sign from negative, it's going to become positive. So the gradient of L2 is, the gradient of the line L2 is positive 2. Now, for my students, I give them a formula for finding the equation of a line. Y is equal to M into X minus X naught plus Y naught. Matter of fact, I don't even think we need this. From what I remember about the question, we don't need this. Now, in some cases, you can determine C by inspection. C is where the graph cuts the y-axis. And if you look carefully, you'll see that the line Y2 cuts the y-axis at 5. The line L2 cuts the y-axis at 0.5. It cuts the y-axis at, 0 minus 5, which is minus 5 on the y-axis. This is C for line 2. So the equation is y is equal to mx plus c. So y is equal to m. M is what? 2, so it's 2x. And c is minus 5. Y is equal to 2x minus 5 is the equation of line 2. What else? All right, we're finished with that. All right, the B part of the question says, given that f of x is equal to 1/3 x plus 4, and g of x is equal to 3x over x plus 1, we're to determine the value of f of 9. Now, f of x is equal to 1/3 x plus 4. And we're asked to find f of 9. Now, if you're given f of x and you're asked to find f of 9, this is what you're going to do. Wherever you see x in f, you're going to take out the x and put 9. So this is 1/3 multiplied by 9 plus 4. Now, 1/3 of 9 is 3. So this is 3 plus 4. So f of 9 is actually equal to 7. We're asked to calculate the value of f of g of minus 3. Now, if someone asks me to find f of g of minus 3, the first thing I would do is I would find g of minus 3. Now, g of x is equal to 3x over x plus 1. G of minus 3, wherever I see x, I'm going to put 3. So it's 3 times minus 3 over minus 3 plus 1. Up top, I have minus 9. Down by the bottom, I have minus 2. And negative divided by negative is a positive. So this is a positive 9 over 2. A negative divided by negative is a positive. Now, therefore, f of g of minus 3 is the same as saying f of 9 over 2. Because we just calculate g of minus 3 and we got 9 over 2. So in f, wherever I see x, I'm going to take out x and put 9 over 2. So this is 1/3 times x, which is what? 9 over 2 plus 4. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So now I have 3 over 2 plus 4. Now 4 is the same as saying what? 8 over 2. If I want to, I could do that. 4 is the same as saying 8 over 2. Add the numerators. This is 11 over 2. Or I could say f of g of minus 3 is equal to 11 over 2, or 5.5. Lastly, we're asked to determine the value of x for which g of x. So g of x, which is 3x over x plus 1, is equal to 5 over 2. So all I have to do to get the answer is to solve that equation. To determine the value of x for which g of x is equal to 5 over 2. Now, if I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, sorry, this is an equation with fraction. And when you're solving an equation with fraction, the first thing we need to do is to get rid of the fraction. Now, if you have one fraction is equal to one fraction, to get rid of the fraction, you can cross multiply. So it becomes 3x times 2, which is 6x, is equal to 5 multiplied by x plus 1. Now, x plus 1 is a sum. Whenever you're multiplying a sum or a difference, you usually put it in brackets. So this is 6x, remove the bracket over the right side by applying distributive law. Whatever is in the bracket is multiplied by what is immediately outside the bracket. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 1 is 5. Let's get all the x's on one side. We have 6x minus 5x is equal to 5. Positive 5x on the right goes over to the left and become negative. Now 6x minus 5x is x is equal to 5. So x is equal to 5 is the value of x for which g of x is equal to 5 over 2.